Hello, Silvergun here. For this video I decided to add a commentary track instead of the usual. I'm doing this entirely because I want to try something new, not because I'm too lazy to edit a 45-minute video or something like that. Anyway, I'd appreciate any feedback about this video. Thanks and enjoy. Let's see what we get as the starting stage. The best one possible. This one has the most enemies of the first few starting stages, but they don't really have the capacity to kill Vigna, unlike all the other stages. So we don't have to worry about that. We just need to kill enough enemies to not die, which is very easy on this stage, because the only enemies with a lot of HP and defense are the metal crabs. However, Vigna can kill them very easily with her S2, and because of their timing, they line up perfectly so she can kill all 4 crabs in 2 S2s. So we're going to clear the first stage without losing any lives. We don't really want to hoard lives exactly. Ideally we want to find some place where we can trade them in favor of getting items and more operators. Because we're really behind on early fighting strength, we can't really do things like the emergency stages easily. So any chance we get to trade a bunch of lives in order to get items that can make our team stronger, so we can actually clear the harder stages, we'll take it. Once the crab stops, we activate Vigna S2. And now she'll just leak less than 2 enemies.
Mission accomplished.
Hoping to get deep cover early. She doesn't scale well, but because we have less operators, she's very usable in the early game. Okay, great. We got deep cover. Now let's look at the emergency stage. There is no emergency, that's a pity. We can do some of the emergency stages with deep cover. If it's the one with the artillery, we can take that down. Okay, what do we have? Guard attack, upgraded vanguard, and promote for deep cover. Well, seems like an easy choice. We're looking for an emergency stage. E2 Vigna deep cover can definitely kill one, so we're going down that route. Oh, awesome. We got an emergency stage from stage 1. That's a free item right there. Which one is it? Great, this one is easy. Not sure if deep cover can solve this stage, but she's probably close. Yeah, they barely do any damage. We can even protect the treasure. A really lucky run so far. We can definitely do the other emergency stage too. I don't think there's a floor 2 stage we can't kill with an E2 deep cover and Vigna. Though we can't really kill any ducks if they show up. The bears are actually killable with this, if we respawn early enough and retreat deep cover, so we can reset our tentacles, we can kill a bear with just deep cover and Vigna.
Mission
皆さん素晴らしい戦いぶりでした。ドクターも褒めてほしい。
A very useful puppet.
戻ってか
Does
ら
that
に
puppet
してね。
work on binding? Yeah, it does. No, not that it matters in this case, since we don't have enough hope. We'll just take Steward. It doesn't matter too much. But some extra damage won't hurt.
みんな何か要望は？
The reason I'm confident about finding the emergency stage is because we have the option to just leak a lot on all of them,
もう二度と
and because of that,
明日の太陽を
we
見る機会
definitely
は
won't
ないから
struggle
ね。
no matter what stage we get. Because, for example, on this stage, the main threat of leaks are the raves that come at the end, but we don't need to kill the raves at all. We have 4 spare lives, so we can just get rid of them that way.
何すればいい？ゆっくりした方がいいよ。
凍りつけ。
おっ、血がたぎる。
凍りつけ。
Not that we even need to leak them on the normal one. "45 enemies" means there is no bear or duck, so we don't need to prepare for anything. There would be 46 enemies if there was present. On some maps you can't tell because they have several variations and you don't know which one will show up. But this map is always 45 enemies.
何すれば私のアシさんたちが相手になるよ。血がたぎる。
Mission accomplished.
皆さん素晴らしい戦いぶりでした。ドクターも褒めてほしい。まあ、
Ooh, guard is really nice.
戻ってからにしてね。
We couldn't get the guard attack earlier because there were better stuff to get. I can technically use Frostleaf with the 700 damage while something is bound, but her bind is unreliable, so I don't really want to commit to that. So, we only have Steward and Deep Cover for Antier, so Arin is tempting. That's actually enough Antier. This is the best possible stage to get. This stage is just straight up easy.
了解。勝った。
It's easy because we don't actually need to kill the casters at all. We can completely ignore them if it suits us. We will probably still kill them anyway, because I don't think there's any need to leak in order to clear. But we have the option to just get rid of them that way too.
見てなさい。ここからは私の時間よ。
Now Deep Cover alone won't be enough DPS, so we'll combine with Steward,
凍りつけ。
and that will clear everything up here. The only danger is that we'll get a bit of pressure on this lane from the raiders, the Naruto runners.
もう二度と明日の太陽を見
I
る機会
have no
は
idea
な
what
い
this dude's actual name is. Basically, they just have a lot of attack, so they can kill Vigna if they start hitting her. But I think if we just put 4 tentacles, they can hold the fort. So it's not too much of a problem.
凍りつけ。
Okay, so the third caster will not kill Steward. That's
私
pretty good for me.
おっす。
Not sure about that play. I just felt like it was correct to retreat her there because I'm expecting her to die and I probably need her to kill
分かった。
Crown Slayer at the end.
倒れろ。
Leaking Crown Slayer is actually fine, so this is mostly just to protect the treasure. Spam tentacles.
ご命令を。
Oh well, the treasure went. Deep Cover will
私
kill them both.
した方がいいよ。
There's not a chance we can kill that bear. No need to even try.
何すればいいの？わかった。何すればいいの？
Be free, bear. Oh, I say that. I'm still going to try, because it walks so slow. But there's no way I'm going to kill it. Just don't have the damage.
倒れろ。
Actually, it might barely work. Damn.
戦闘態勢
I'll
に
be
入ります。
surprised if it works.
倒れろ。
If this was Orchid, it would definitely work. Because we could slow the bear.
ぬるぬる。
We need to use some human shields for Vigna. The problem is that this dude will one-shot the tentacles, and then they won't have enough time to spawn another. Now, because of his long attack animation, we should be able to sacrifice Cutter next.
戦場を墓場よ。
And that should buy us enough time for one more tentacle. Hopefully that's enough. Otherwise we're dead. Well, not dead, but we'll leave the bear. Yeah, now Deep Cover won't have the damage to finish. Ah, that's tragic. We were exactly one hit short from killing it.
Mission
A pity.
accomplished.
契約通り。任務は完
Best
遂した。
possible item though.
確認する？
Okay, really strong run. And May is what I wanted out of a sniper anyway. So no hope wasted here. Another really strong item. So now May does enormous damage. And so does Cutter. This is probably the best run I'm going to get, because we're going to finish this right now. This gives you an item that gives you hope when you don't visit the combat node. Not worth rolling for it, unless you're really desperate for hope. I don't really need more operators urgently, so I'll go for an encounter and see if it can give me an item. And it did. Healing effectiveness helps the tentacles very little, because their healing isn't all that strong. But it will help our medic when we get one eventually. I'm a little scared of how deep we're in without any medic.
全員出動なのだ。
Okay, so
行きます。
best way to do this will be like this.
武器は磨いてある？
Just don't bother
ぬるぬる。おっす。
with that guy at all, and then the tentacles can murder everything else.
フリーズなのだ。
Even now you can see that Deep Cover is really pushing my deployment limits. I would need to buff that to get some more decent value out of her.
分かった。
フリーズなのだ。
Because I basically just have Deep Cover in one
あれが
tentacle,
敵なの？
and then I'm all out of deployment slots. And I don't even have 6 operators yet. This is why I normally don't choose her. But she's way too good when I start with just Vigna.
フリーズなのだ。
She's basically impossible to skip then.
行きます。
Always stack the forces on the top box here, because there's going to be an enemy that isn't a wolf, and it will always come from the top box.
フリーズなのだ。
Two possible enemies that show up, either one of those big axe dudes or a wraith.
フリーズなのだ。武器は磨いてある？あんたなんかに負けない。
It's a big axe dude.
私ゆっくりした方がいいよ。わかった。私の目を見て。
Vigna dying isn't too big of a deal, because now we can deploy more tentacles.
Mission accomplished.
はあ、契約通り任務は完遂した。確認する？
There's basically no choice here. I can't take a 4-star caster. Even if I could, I'd still pick Cutter, obviously. Oh, That's unfortunate. No hope to get an item. Free win of a stage. I wonder if Vigna can do W. Cutter definitely can. Let's find out.
皆さん出発の準備をしてく
I
だ
don't
さい
feel like dealing with these dudes, so they can just go away.
行きます。そこも質問させてもらう
On
のだ
left side, so she's farther away from W.
一度しか警告しないのだ。犯罪者どもめ、おとなしく捕まるのだ。おっ、
Yep, easy win.
了解です。
このテーザー銃の威力見せて。
27 enemies here can mean there's a duck, but it can also just mean that there's 3 Sarkaz guards pounding on the last wave instead of 2. There's no way to tell. Maybe if you know the exact pattern of the map, you can tell it from that, but I certainly can't. At least not yet.
このテーザー銃の威力見せてやるのだ。
So the biggest priority we have here is to get a medic. We can kind of deal with most maps by using deep cover tentacles to tank, but once we get to the poison haze maps, not having a medic is extremely dangerous and makes them way too difficult. I wonder if the item that increases healing effectiveness increases the effect of the healing tile. So 1 Sarkaz, 2 Sarkaz, 3 Sarkaz.
いくらでも私の目を見て。
Mission accomplished.
皆さん素晴らしい戦いぶりでした。ドクターも褒めてほしい。まあ、
Perfection.
戻
A
って
medic.
からにしてね。
Now what medic do we want to pick? Basically, there's only 2 Rio medics when you're playing with 4 stars. Either Perfumer for the regen and the AoE heal, or Susuru to out-heal single big targets. I am using the tentacles, so I think I prefer Perfumer, because that will keep them alive. Though with this boss fight, the other one is actually better.
喜んで。
He's very suitable for it too. I wonder how I should play the boss. I think I place Vigna and Perfumer on the right, then Steward and Deep Cower on the boss, and I just cycle Tentacles until it dies. If we're doing that, we might as well run S2, because the dodge will keep them alive more than the small increase in defense.
皆さん、出発の準
The
備を
boss
して
is
くだ
on
さ
top,
い。よろしくお願いします。
so we have to wait until it starts moving. It's easier if it spawns at the bottom, because you can immediately jump the boss.
これが戦場というものね。
Plus side is that we can kind of set up shop and have our ranged operators covered.
分かった。氷つけ。
私
A little unfortunate, but it's fine. Can DPS it a bunch. And Vigna can murder everything on the bottom.
戦場は墓場に。
Actually, I'll attack him a little there with Cutter. She can do a lot of damage. If she gets one and that's one, it's pretty decent damage. There goes most of his health.
そうなのだ。はい、血がたぎる。このテーザー銃の威力見せてやるのだ。どうしたの？
There's no need to stalk him. He'll die when he comes around. We wasted the S2, but we can survive without it.
問題ないわ。ほら、しっかり。
Something to tank for our casters, so they don't get pressured out. And a tentacle there. Almost there. Commit the Cutter.
私の役目を。
氷つけ。
わかった。
Okay, map is done now. The casters do absolutely no damage on their own, so there's zero risk from here.
効率け
Main mistake is that I could have deployed Deep Cover much earlier. I don't actually need to wait for Perfumer, since Perfumer outheals the dot. It's perfect, and there's no casters early. It's safe to deploy Deep Cover earlier. Is there any particular item I want to get from the boss? Promoting operators sounds useful. The attack on ranged operators will be pretty great, because it will make May and Stewart do enough damage for everything else until the final stage. Let's see what we get.
完璧な勝利だみんなお疲れ様
A ranged operator upgrade. We definitely pick May. We have all the necessary items to make her broken. Okay, so we can either promote 3 operators, or we can make Tentacles, Vigna and Cutter do stupidly high amounts of damage when they block something. These are both valid. What do I have to promote? Yeah, it says I have 3 operators, but I don't. So this is the only real choice. This fight is going to be a little awkward with so few operators. Usually I have more stuff here, but I think Deep Cover will trivialize it now. So, first thing we do is free up a tile for Deep Cover.
くれぐれも安全にね。戦闘態勢に入ります。
Oh yeah, that hammer dude's blocked, I don't need to wait on it.
戦場は墓場よ。また声を出すな。
Oh, that dude could reach. Did not expect that. Tentacle here is better.
何この子たちに勝てる？
Yeah, even with all that, it's only 1200 attack.
この質問させてもらう。
That's honestly not great.
ちょっとビリビリするだけなのだ。
Eh, a win is a win. Okay, so next we kill these dudes here.
倒れろ
行きます。
Oh damn, Vigna lost. Did not expect that outcome.
私の役目は刀を振るうことだけ。私のアッサンたち振り返るな。何すればいいの？怖くはないわ。
Decent enough. May will kill this one, I think.
このテーザー銃の威力
Or just
見
leak.
せてやるのだ。
I'm fine with top leaking go
は
3.
いはい。
It's fine.
わかったのだ。ええ。
No need to wait until Perfumer dies.
分かった
3 leaks equals 0 leaks. Because of the temporary lives. So now we just need to go and spam kill the boss.
行きます。戦場は墓場よ。わかった。声を出すな。はい。押す。はい。あんたなんかに負けない。
Unfortunate, once he kills the tentacle, he'll... Oh, he's going after Cutter first. That's fine, hopefully I can get one skill cast. I did not. Okay, Vigna, this is on you.
私ゆっくりした方がいいよ。
He goes kind of like this. So now we just spawn tentacles on him until he dies. Poor boss.
Accomplished.
He's so weak.
よかったわね、ドクターくん。
Oh, that gave so many ingots. Like, and a deployment slot for deep cover. That was really good. We get to pick another guard. Or vanguard. Yeah, I don't need a vanguard. What guard should we take? One idea is to pick guards with Attu skills, but none of the guards we have are particularly good. I'd rather just take Areen, so I can kill stuff. He doesn't scale from the spinach, but he works fine with attack speed. More lives. Can't hurt. We have a shop downstairs, but we have godly items already. So if there's no good items there, we don't want to buy anything, because the ingot gives us attack speed. So we're probably better off skipping it. This stage is really dangerous, but it has a safe house after it, which can give us squad limit slots, which we really need. I'll fight it. Think it's the best option I have for now. And I think we'll throw out Steward for Areen. Areen can help with the drones. We're probably going to end up leaking a few normal enemies, but I don't, or quite a bit. But I don't think there's a terribly good way around that. Yeah. Go away, Fireball. We'll just cycle deep cover tentacles. We don't need them for anything else. Damn, they die so quick. Good thing there's only 2 of these dudes. They're extremely scary. Oh, for a second I thought he was going to survive. That would be really bad. We don't have anything on this line. I'm just fine with leaking there. Well, I say I'm fine, but it's not like I can do anything about it, even if I wanted to. Now I can. And now we put deep cover back on. With the extra deployment slot we have from earlier, she can block all of the fireballs we need to. Where does this fireball expire? So once he reaches this tile is when we actually want to start throwing down tentacles. For now it's just not needed. And done. That's the stage over. This dude doesn't stand a chance. Can we get a crit? No crit from Vigna.
Mission accomplished.
The ribbon is a really scary item. That ended up being easier than usual. Vigna is really... Deep Cover is really powerful on this stage. 25% attack for range units, so Mei is even stronger now. From here we want the usual. Or do we? Ethan is actually really good. What items do I have? Jaya is kind of one-shottable, so he's a bit unreliable. So I'm tempted to get Ethan because he scales really well with attack speed. Yeah, I'll get Ethan for now. Screw Jaya. Squad limit, save me. No, I didn't get the squad limit. Curses. So now do you want a promotion or 5 lives? I prefer the promotions over it. And we want to promote the medic. Actually, there wasn't any need. I have so much attack speed. it shouldn't make any
今
difference.
壁が目の前で動いた
So the best promotion was actually
何言って
eaten
んだ
then.
そ
皆さん
Sacrifice Vigna so we can open.
よろしくお願いします
Deep cover,
待って
tentacle. Oh damn,
どんな
that damage
戦いになるかしらね
was something else.
一度しか警告しないの
Tentacle. Bye bye, tentacle. You were a hero to me.
悪くない位置だね
Ow. Okay, so I want cutter here and then the tentacle to tank the bomb.
いらっしゃい待ってるからね
No need to use a rinse Q on this. We are saving it so we can kill the rat
一
faster.
度しか警告しないのだあれが敵なの
I'm pretty sure 29 means there's going to be a duck. Or a bear. We have a pretty good chance of killing it, so we'll try to set up for that.
武器は磨いてある
慌てない悪くない
落ち着いて声を出すな
Can Orim break the shield? If he can, he is dead instantly.
分かった
Oh, the shield didn't break.
振り返る
How sad.
ないくらでも待つよ声を出すな分かった振り返る
But
な
we
いくら
still
でも
won't
待
lose.
つよ
慌てない
Retreat these dudes here and change to to tentacles. There's exactly 5 enemies, so there's no
私ゆっくりした方がいいよ
duck. There's 1 drone and 2 exploders from both lanes.
ここからは私の時間よ痛くないのだ
Where do you think you're going?
するだけなのだ
Mission accomplished.
俺だって頑張ったぜあんたも見てただろなあ
A second sniper. Who do you want? Umbrio is certainly one option. Meteor is another if I want to spawn camp the boss. I want to try Meteor. I want to see if I can kill Phantom as he spawns basically. Oh, enemies take extra arts damage. Not too critical. Okay, potential for rat gacha or free item. We don't have that much hope, so I won't bet on the rat gacha. There's just better stuff on the bottom lane. What the hell was the red mist? Oh, this stage. Okay, so that's a free win. No need to think about it. Main concern for the final stage is we don't really have any tank for the defenders.
家庭は多少めちゃくちゃでも大丈夫だよ、ね、
Ideally, we want to get a defender now.
そこも質問させてもらう一度しか警告しないのだぬるぬる一度しか警告しないのだ犯罪者どもめおとなしく捕まるのだ一度しか警告しないのだ
It's not an emergency stage, so there's just not enough DPS for them to do anything against an E2 perfumer. I wonder how much damage I take from the poison mist in the first place. Yeah, at this pace, my units will never die from the poison, because perfumer can increase the healing by activating her skill. I need to charge up again before they die.
犯罪者どもめおとなしく捕まるのだ痛くないのだちょっとビリビリするだけなのだ
I like how Arin is barely doing damage, and the moment he blocks him, he's just going to murder him. The ribbon is fun.
犯罪者どもめ、おとなしく捕まるのだ。フリーズなのだ。
Vigna's about to run out of
問
health.
題ないわ。
Now
問題ない。
let's activate her skill.
二人血がたぎる。痛くないのだ。ちょっとビリビリするだけなのだ。犯罪者どもめ、おとなしく捕まるのだ。痛くないのだ。
The poor chapter 3 boss.
はい、血がたぎる。
慌て悪くない悲鳴だね。
一度しか警告しないのだ。
Mission accomplished.
俺だって頑張ったぜ。あんたも見てただろなあ。
Ooh, a stun mine. It doesn't work on Phantom, but it can be useful for some other stage that shows up. A pity I got Meteor. We'll go with Durnar. We don't need Gummy's healing with such a high attack speed. Completely useless. 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 Useful but not worth 8 coins. The only thing I'm considering is upgrading Durnar. It will only cost a little bit of ASPD, so I can live with it. And her higher health might be needed. Because Phantom does a lot of damage, and I'm afraid of her being one-shot. That's completely useless. This was the Sarkaz map. Yeah, this is an easy fight.
いつでも行けるわよ。次の現場はどこ？
Our squad limit is horribly low though. I'm really concerned about that.
This これが戦場というものね。ちょっと待ってってば。戦場は墓場よ。いくらでも。
I assume Cutter can just win easily. Yep, of course. Was that ever even in question? Not a fan of how I've positioned Perfumer here. It would have been better if she faced down, so she could cover me as well. But it shouldn't be critical. We pull with Arin, so these fellas can move a bit. And if we block at max range, he shouldn't be able to hit me. Yep, done. Perfectly safe. Just in case, we'll replace with something stronger. Tentacle here to bait. And another tentacle here to bait. I'm pretty confident Mei doesn't need help in her lane beyond that, because of her range. If this dude can get a move on. Done with that part. If you're wondering why this guard just got activated, it's because when tentacles are deployed, they don't have any deploy animation like operators do. So they aren't invincible, but they also instantly start their attack animation. So even though it blocked the caster, it already started the attack animation for the thing that was closest to the box before it blocked the caster. And that thing was the Arts Guard.
このテーザー切り替えるな。はい。わかった。声を出す
Stay still, please.
な。一度しか
Thank
警
you.
告しないのだ。
Mission accomplished.
Sadly, we don't have enough lives to just leak Phantom. Hopefully we get something that gives us more squad limit.
素晴らしい戦いぶりでした。
I'll actually have to think about what I want to bring.
褒めてほしい。
Yay, squad limit.
まあ
There's no need for me to think.
戻ってからにしてね。
Tragically, I got the defender after I spent money buying it, so I lost 5 ASPD for nothing. Even if I get a defender, I wouldn't actually want to bring it to the fight. Okay, so what do we want to do in 8 deploy slots?
いつでも
We
行
want
け
to
るわ
bring
よ。
this,
次の現場はどこ？
and I think Karin is skippable.
今壁が目の前で動いたって？何
Yeah,
言ってんだ、
this
そんなことある
this
わけ
setup
ねえ
makes
だ
sense
ろ。
to me. We'll go with this. There's several priorities in the map.
もし仲間が一人急に姿を消
First
して
and
も
most
パニックんなよ。
importantly, we need to kill all the dancers, because if they start floating down, we're just dead.
見せてやるのだ。いい風が吹いているわ。
We want a sniper that can cover the balloons coming from here, so they don't do any
粉々になれ。
damage to us. Where do they want the medic?
フリーズ。
Very low HP, but I want to support forward position even, so we'll leave them there.
サポートは任せるわ。痛くないのだ。ちょっとビリビリするだけなのだ。
Okay, we can retreat Vigna now. And now what we're going to do is try to spawn kill, or at least damage Phantom a lot.
痛くないのだ。ちょっとビリビリするだけなのだ。
Concerned a little about Perfumer's HP. She should be fine. They're not really start checking her much.
ここは通さない。
I can deploy a tentacle to tank there, but we are limited on slots. Thinking about it, for now I'll retreat deep cover.
フリーズ。
Cutter has more HP, so we'll use her to bait Phantom's dash as soon as he starts moving, and then we'll stab with Vigna. Actually, the other way makes more sense, because Cutter does way more damage.
とどめよ。
Irritating stun,
問題なし。
but that's what we have 23 lives for. We'll just stun these two people if they don't die in time.
威力見せてやるのだ。
Yep, they didn't die in time.
行きます。戦場は計らない。また声を出すな。痛くないのだ。ちょっとビリビリするかいな。はい、あんたなんかに負けない。
Did he survive? The bastard.
無駄なあがきはやめなさい。
Bye bye, Phantom. Alright, this was a really lucky run. So it's over now.
風よ。
If we're not counting temporary lives, I actually didn't leak anything throughout the entire run.
とどめよ。 この一撃で。
ここだこいいぞ、もっとやれ。
私の役目は刀を振るうことだけ。私の目を見て。また繰り返るな。
Cutter did such a horrifying amount of damage.
風よ。
Okay, I'm glad this is finally over. I'm not sure if I want to do any more like this. If I decide to do another video like this, it will probably be with 5 stars only. Because I got a bunch of comments on my last video about how 5 stars are actually bad in IS2, and I think that's complete nonsense. So even though my 5-star pool is very limited, I think it's still strong enough to just murder the mode without much hassle.
Mission accomplished.
Let's have a look through the stats. If I scroll through here, let's see if it shows anything else other than the path you took. You met camp. Nah, no statistics. A pity. We didn't get that many items, but the items we got were extremely good and synergistic. So we just crushed the final stage with near zero effort. GG.